Hey, what's up everybody? Arctic Zombie here, and it's story time with Arctic. So, something that I've been wanting to get off my chest, and it's that, are we getting too old for Roblox? Am I getting too old for Roblox? Does anyone get too old for Roblox these days? And it's just kind of like the existential type of dread, or that type of feeling that I get whenever I play a game that I played from my childhood, and I'm realizing to myself, am I really at the right age to play this game anymore? The target demographic for Roblox, it's no secret that Roblox is meant for little kids. Let's be honest here. A lot of the original games were intended for little kids, for people to play when they're like 10 years old or whatever. But as the fan base and the audience has grown older, then a lot of the games have been targeted towards a lot of the older demographic of people, and maybe in their late teens, people even like their 20s or whatever. And some of these Roblox horror games are really well done, and they deal with a lot of touchy types of topics that maybe young players won't be able to understand or whatever. But despite that, I feel like there's also this type of feeling of disconnect that maybe players like me kind of feel whenever we play Roblox. Like, are we really in this community? Like, whenever I go on Roblox YouTube, I look at these YouTube videos and I see these guys, I see a bunch of these YouTubers. A lot of these guys are maybe my age or older, and I see them playing these games. I'm like, do these guys genuinely enjoy playing these? Are these genuine reactions to these games? Can these guys really put on, are they guys actually acting genuine, or are they just putting on an act so that they can get viewers and YouTube ad revenue and all that stuff? It really makes me reflect upon what I'm doing whenever I play Roblox games, and whether I truly enjoy it, or whether I'm actually just recording for the sake of recording, or making videos for the sake of making videos. But I don't think it's a matter of what age you get. I think it's a matter of when you stop enjoying what you're doing, then perhaps it's not about the age then, but just about your maturity level. Once you reach a certain point in your life, not an age, but a certain point, then you sort of develop a certain type of maturity where you realize that maybe there's more that I can do, rather than playing a few of these perhaps childhood or innocent like Roblox games that you used to really enjoy in the past. And you realize that maybe there's a bit more to life than just playing games like Jailbreak or Phantom Forces, where you're doing sort of these repetitive tasks that eventually you realize don't really mean anything in the real world. I think the beauty though of Roblox that I can really appreciate is a lot of the friends that you can make along the way. Like, I'm still connected with a few of the friends that I played with like years ago when I was still in elementary school, and now that I'm almost graduating high school now, I'm still connected with these people, and I made a lot of friends and was able to connect and bond with a lot of my current high school friends as well through Roblox as well. So not necessarily I'm getting too old for it, but I think eventually you reach a point in life where you have this sense of maturity, or this sense of feeling of moving on, where you have to seek other forms of entertainment that maybe feel more fulfilling. Now, I'm not sure whether it's even a matter of age or anything like that, but I think it's more something to do with this thing called Hedonic Adaptation. And this is essentially some sort of psychological term that involves the mind, where you're doing something really, really happy for a certain amount of time, but then eventually your mind just slowly adapts to that sort of enjoyment and the dopamine that you get from doing that sort of activity. Maybe it's playing a game, or maybe it's being in a sort of marriage, or being in a friendship with someone. And as you keep doing these repetitive tasks, and as your brain adjusts to it and adjusts to the amount of dopamine you get from it, then it doesn't really become enjoyable anymore. It becomes a chore, or it just becomes another daily task that's almost like homework that you get from school, where you just get it, you do it, and then you're done with it, and then you're on to the next task. Even if it's playing a game, just playing the same old game, sometimes just you adapt to it, and then you kind of lose that sense of fulfillment that you get from it. Which is why whenever I do see a new Roblox game and I see the potential of it, I get really excited. I'm like, you know what, maybe it's an opportunity for me to delve back into my childhood, delve back into that innocence that I once had, of being able to explore into the depths of my own imagination, immerse myself into a new world, one that separates you from the current society and current reality of your situation. And I think that's the added bonus of being able to play Roblox as well. It draws a lot of parallels. It's really similar to this whole notion of the metaverse and everything like that. And one could even say that it's even one of the forefounders of the whole metaverse environment. people just joining from all around the world, immersing themselves into this virtual world, coming together and formulating a sort of story in these games where they can be completely different people, join with completely new avatars, and put on a face where they don't have to be bound to the physical restrictions of the world, where they're constantly trying to hold up the expectations of others in the real world, where they can be free in the virtual world. And I think when you're growing older and playing Roblox and you realize this, you kind of see that maybe there's a beauty to it, but you also see that maybe this whole detachment from reality isn't something that is too favorable as you get older, because you realize that maybe reality isn't too bad. Maybe it's good to dabble in it a bit more rather than trying to enter into this new realm of the virtual reality world. So I don't think generally anyone will ever get too old for Roblox. Despite the target demographic being towards kids, people grow older, people mature, but there's always new Roblox games to play, and there's always new things for people to explore. And while obviously a large portion of the Roblox population might be composed of a lot of kids, there's a good chunk of people who are getting older. But even then, it's fine if you don't even want to play Roblox in the first place anymore, because again, as I restate this, like, everyone reaches a certain point of maturity, or this certain point of enlightenment or realization, where playing games like Roblox, not necessarily even Roblox itself, but games like Roblox, maybe even Minecraft, is like you realize perhaps this virtual world, this virtual reality world is so separated from the real world, where you could be doing so much more and you could be contributing so much more instead. And once you reach that certain maturity point in life, you might want to move on from Roblox itself. Now, I don't know why I even made this ramble itself on Roblox, but I've been reflecting upon my gameplay on Roblox and how much I've played it and how instrumental it was to the development of my childhood and the development of myself. But as I'm getting older, I'm just realizing that, man, there's such a little time in the world sometimes, and when you're a kid you take that for granted, but then as you get older you learn to appreciate what you have more and more, because as you lose a lot of that youth that you once had, a lot of the things that you took granted for, then you start to realize that, man, life was good and these games were good too. So yeah, I don't think anyone's necessarily too old for Roblox, and if you don't want to play it anymore, then that's fine, because we're all reaching a certain point eventually, or we all will eventually reach a certain maturity point where we realize there's more to life, and maybe there's different goals that we want to attain in life, where this type of fulfillment that we get could be attained elsewhere, or we could apply this type of gameplay mentality where instead of we're gaming in Roblox, we're gaming life, and maybe that's like trying to get that dream job or whatever, and we're treating that like a game. So depending on how you look on it and depending on how you look on life, maybe we are getting too old for Roblox, maybe not. I personally don't think anyone is, and I don't think I am, but I just think that we're all just reaching a certain maturity point where there's other games and other things to do in life. Yeah. Thanks for listening to this video. This is just kind of a little ramble that I decided to make, and I have no idea why I made it. But this is going to be uploaded on the Arctic More channel, my second channel, so honestly, I don't even care. Alright guys, well, if you guys enjoyed this ramble, then don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.